During World War II, a Nazi German submarine named German Submarine U-1206 was hiding in the North Sea. Facing the terror of the deep ocean below and British patrol aircraft above. At that very moment, the submarine's captain used the toilet, but accidentally opened the wrong valve. Within seconds, seawater rushed into the vessel, reached the batteries, and started producing chlorine gas. Forced into a life-or-death situation, the crew had no choice but to surface. But the moment they surfaced, they were spotted by the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force. The submarine was attacked, destroyed, and the entire crew was captured. At depths of around 200 meters, submarines allow zero margin for error. Even the smallest mistake can mean death. People say a submariner's biggest enemy isn't the enemy outside, but their own mind. A submarine is nothing more than a steel tube, moving hundreds of meters beneath the ocean. Above it, crushing water pressure. Below it, silent death. And in between, humans. Crew members stay underwater not for days, but for months. In 2024, the HMS Vengeance reportedly stayed submerged for an astonishing 200-plus days, setting a new benchmark. But this raises a question. How do submariners survive for over 7 months underwater? How do they manage food, water, and most importantly, oxygen? What happens to waste? And if something goes wrong, like with U-1206, what options do they have? Welcome to True Scope. Many people think submarines are luxury vessels. In reality, being cut off from the world deep underwater is one of the toughest conditions imaginable. A submarine is more like a coffin, a narrow tube designed to stay hidden underwater. Space is so tight that two people can barely pass each other. Despite their large appearance, these vessels must fit engines, months of supplies, and over 130 crew members inside. For comparison, a prison cell offers about 80 square feet per inmate. A submariner gets roughly 20 square feet, so calling it a 7-month imprisonment wouldn't be wrong. There's no privacy. Your personal space ends at your shoulders. People constantly bump into each other. This leads to the first major challenge: claustrophobia. It's a condition where tight spaces cause fear, panic attacks, and rapid heartbeat, affecting decision-making. That's why navies carefully screen candidates for this. Sleep is another challenge. If you get your own bed, you're lucky. Most submariners don't. Beds are coffin-like bunks stacked on top of each other. You can lie down, but not sit up. In submarines like the USS Missouri, used here for comparison, there may be more crew than beds. This leads to hot bunking. One sailor gets up for duty, and another immediately takes their still warm bed. Beds never get cold. Even sleep isn't truly yours, it's part of a shift system. There's no day or night underwater, so artificial schedules are created using lighting. Food is another fascinating aspect. Submarines carry up to 20,000 kilograms of food, but there's no proper storage. Supplies are stored everywhere, under beds, in corridors. You literally walk over them. Fresh food is available only in the early days. After that, it's canned and frozen meals. But food is crucial. It's the biggest morale booster. That's why submarines may even have ice cream machines or special steak nights. Interestingly, submariners eat 4 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and mid-rats, midnight rations. Because stress burns more calories and night shift workers need energy. Now comes the most critical part: oxygen. There are no windows underwater. It's a sealed metal tube. So how do they breathe? Submarines use electrolysis, splitting seawater into oxygen and hydrogen. Oxygen is used, hydrogen is expelled. An average person uses 600 liters of oxygen daily. For 130 crew members, that's about 78,000 liters per day. If this system fails, suffocation can happen within minutes. But producing oxygen isn't enough. Humans also produce carbon dioxide. If it builds up beyond 10%, it becomes deadly. That's why submarines use CO2 scrubbers. Air is passed through chemicals that absorb carbon dioxide. In emergencies, soda lime or lithium hydroxide canisters are used to chemically trap CO2. Fresh water is made from seawater using distillation or reverse osmosis. Even then, usage is strictly limited. Showers? Just 60 seconds. Despite being surrounded by water, submariners must conserve every drop. Waste management is extremely tricky. Toilets store waste in tanks. When full, powerful pumps eject it into the sea, but only with precise valve sequences. If done incorrectly, seawater can flood the submarine, just like in U-1206. Solid waste is compacted into steel containers and sometimes launched out. But machines handle only part of the problem. The real battle is mental. Months without sunlight, minimal contact with family. Same smells, same walls, same faces. This leads to depression, anxiety, and claustrophobia. Even small arguments can escalate dangerously. To manage this, submarines simulate day and night using lighting. White light for day, red for night. In October 1944, a U.S. submarine named USS Tang fired a torpedo. But due to a calculation error, the torpedo turned back and hit the same submarine that launched it. Whether it's the toilet accident of U-1206 or the self-hit torpedo of USS Tang, these incidents show one thing. A submariner's life isn't just about fighting enemies. It's about constantly battling their own mind, their own machines, and the silent ocean, where even the smallest mistake can mean death. Hope you like this TrueScope video. Thanks for your support and amazing comments. See you in the next one.